In late September 2020, Elon Musk strode out onto a stage in the bright California sunlight to address a car park full of Teslas at the company's annual shareholder meeting in Fremont. Dubbed Battery Day, the event had been hyped up by Musk for months. Due to COVID-19, attendees sat alone behind the steering wheels of bright, shiny Model 3 and Model Y cars wearing masks. They greeted Musk with a ripple of discordant honks of their horns, as if they were frustrated commuters stuck in traffic. The attendees had every reason to be happy. Tesla's shares had soared during the pandemic, making it the most valuable car company in the world, even though it accounted for only 1% of the global car market. At its current valuation, each Tesla car they sat in was worth around $1 million. It was a remarkable turnaround from the last few years, when Tesla had come close to bankruptcy as it struggled to increase production of its Model 3 electric vehicle. Tesla, which had started life as a fast-moving Silicon Valley startup that made cars for the rich, had become a proper automotive manufacturer in one of the most cutthroat and low-margin businesses in the world. It had succeeded in breaking the logjam that had held electric vehicles up for over a century by creating a product that people actually wanted to buy. Along the way, it had created a devoted following of fans who hung on Musk's every word and tweeted about their Tesla cars. Battery Day marked the next step in Musk's life mission, which also included human colonization of Mars. Strutting the stage in a black T-shirt with a microphone clenched in his hand, Musk outlined Tesla's plan to cut battery costs in half and produce a $25,000 mass-market electric car. For all the hype and excitement, the electric car was still too expensive to compete with petrol. It was an ambition reminiscent of Henry Ford's launch of the Model T car over 100 years earlier, which had ushered in the motoring age by making cars affordable for the working man. Cars at the time had been luxury items, but Ford had been determined to get the price below the average yearly wage. Just as Ford had pioneered the moving assembly line to lower costs, Musk needed to scale up battery production. Tesla would need to increase battery production 100-fold by 2030, enough to make around 20 million cars a year, he said. That was just for Tesla. By the time of Battery Day, almost every car company in the world, from General Motors to Volkswagen, had pledged to go electric. And more than 20 countries had announced future bans on the sale of petrol and diesel vehicles. Then, Musk dropped a bombshell. Tesla had acquired the rights to a 10,000-acre plot in Nevada, where it planned to extract lithium, a metal that was the key ingredient for every electric vehicle battery, using simple table salt. There was enough lithium in the US to electrify the entire US vehicle fleet, Musk said. Yet, to meet Tesla's targets would require 4 times the amount of lithium that the world currently produced. The International Energy Agency predicted that demand for lithium was set to grow 30-fold by 2030, and more than 100 times by 2050. The US produced almost no lithium, cobalt and nickel, and little of the copper needed for charging stations and the electrical grid. The same was true for Europe. Musk's lithium venture was not likely to produce any metal for years. Instead, his remarks were designed to jolt the notoriously sleepy mining industry into action. The spice must flow, the new spice, Musk said, referring to the 1965 science fiction novel Dune, which detailed the struggle for control of a planet that produced the spice necessary for space navigation and the extension of life. Now, that spice was a small group of metals: lithium, cobalt, copper, and nickel. The battery age had begun.